welcome back. This is chapter number 9, The Joy of Reading by APJ Abdul Kalam. This is a very beautiful chapter once again. I had this in my class assignment for the semester 1 and I really enjoyed reading through the entire chapter. So let's take this up. This is again from exam point of view that I'm making this video. The earlier video which I've already made is the actual reading of the entire chapter of The Joy of Reading. Now here I'm concentrating from the exam perspective. Let's look at the summary of the chapter. The chapter begins by highlighting the importance of old books as lifelong companions that offer guidance, enrichment, and wisdom over time. The narrator recounts their own experience with the book Light from Many Lamps. Here the narrator is Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam or Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, which he bought in 1953. It has been a source of comfort and guidance for over 5 decades, providing insights and solutions during difficult moments and helping to maintain balance in times of joy. The narrator expresses, wherever you see narrator, you replace it with APJ Abdul Kalam, expresses that good books are eternal and light from many lamps remains a cherished possession. The text then introduces another cherished book, Man the Unknown by Dr. Alexis Carrel. This book, written by a doctor turned philosopher and Nobel laureate, teaches that both the mind and body need to be treated together in the healing process. This had come for the exam in previous question paper. What was the theme of the book by Dr. Alexis Carrel? The book emphasizes the interconnection of psychological and physiological systems in the human body. It teaches that both the mind and the body need to be treated together in the healing process. Another important book is Thirukkural, a Tamil epic by Thiruvalluvar, whose teachings have greatly influenced the narrator's life. One of its couplets emphasizes determination and perseverance in achieving goals, no matter how difficult they seem, symbolized by a lily flower that blooms despite the water's condition. The chapter then shifts to the story of Dr. Mani Bhaumik, an Indian scientist who contributed to the development of laser technology. His work led to innovation in LASIK surgery, and he wrote a book called Code Name God, blending science with spirituality. His story is one of perseverance and determination to push boundaries in science and life. Next, the chapter tells the inspiring story of Stephen, a young boy diagnosed with a severe brain condition. His prognosis was bleak, with doctors predicting that he would never walk or talk. However, his family, especially his sisters Trudy and Jennifer, worked tirelessly with him, reading to him daily, playing music and exercising his muscles. Their collective determination led to Stephen's eventual improvement, and he even surprised teachers with his advanced knowledge. This part illustrates the power of collective determination and the role of family support in overcoming challenges. This also has come multiple times, the topic about Stephen. So if you have read the entire chapter, you will be able to write and expand on it. The narrative then moves to V. Kathiresan, the narrator's former driver who, inspired by his children's curiosity, developed a love for reading. Kathiresan, despite limited formal education, pursued knowledge in his spare time, eventually obtaining multiple degrees, including a PhD. I'm just going through the reading. If I find something which needs explanation, then only I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm just reading through this. His dedication transformed his life and career, illustrating that vision, determination, and the pursuit of knowledge can change one's life trajectory. Because I've already gone through these chapters multiple times, I understand, and this is just for my revision for tomorrow's exam, so that I can expand and write on it further. I'm also trying to remember the name of characters their what is their role in that particular story. Lastly, the chapter emphasizes the importance of home libraries. The narrator advocates for parents to start small libraries in their homes to encourage reading habits in children. In a speech at a book fair, the author encouraged families, that is, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, encouraged families to dedicate at least 1 hour a day to reading quality books, noting the transformative power of books in shaping the minds of future generations. The chapter concludes with a call to action for families to invest in building personal libraries with a promise to nurture a reading habit that would enrich lives for generations to come. Okay, let's critically evaluate. This chapter serves as a celebration for the transformative power of books. The narrator views personal anecdotes with inspiring stories, demonstrating how books have shaped lives, careers, and even entire communities. The central theme of the chapter is clear: books offer wisdom, comfort, and guidance that transcend time, culture, and generations. The stories of Dr. Mani Bhaumik, Stephen, and V. Kethiresan are particularly powerful, illustrating the profound impact that education, perseverance, and determination can have on individuals' lives. These examples highlight how challenges can be overcome through hard work, intellectual curiosity, and support from others. Furthermore, these stories underscore the idea that personal growth and achievement are not just for the privileged, but can be attained by anyone with a vision and dedication. It's very important. One needs to have a vision and dedication to attend anything. Even for our law exams, for our completing our 5 years, we'll need a lot of dedication into our giving into our subjects, doing it with honesty. I don't want to go into more detail, but it's one has to complete their subjects with their honesty, all honesty. Give as much as you can into completing and learning about your subjects. Why we are doing law? Nobody is forcing us to do it. We are doing it of our own accord. We are spending so much time, effort, money, and if we are not honest with what we are doing, if we are not learning, if we are not educating ourselves right now, what are we going to do 5 years down the line? So it's best to do every subject with full dedication. Every subject is teaching us something about law. One has to view it in that sense. English, we have law. Lot of words are there. Lot of terms are there. Logic has law. We can use logic in law under increasing our logical capabilities. And then we have economics. Lot of how is law and economics related? That also we studied. So everything we have to connect. All subjects we have to connect with law, and all these subjects are beautifully integrated. So here it says that if one wants to achieve something in life, that can be done with vision and dedication. The narrator's emphasis on the importance of home libraries is timely and relevant, especially in today's digital age. It is a call for families to cultivate a love for reading early in life, which can lead to personal development and intellectual growth. The suggestion of creating home libraries is a practical and accessible idea, and the narrator's message that books are the greatest wealth resonates strongly in a world where knowledge is power. However, the chapter could dwell deeper into the challenges faced by individuals in accessing books, especially in remote or underprivileged areas. We don't need to go into all this because this is the critical aspect of it. We'll skip this. Let's look at the detailed character sketch of important characters. The narrator, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He plays a reflective and philosophical role in the text. He shares his personal experiences with books, showcasing how reading has enriched his life over decades. They are introspective, thoughtful, and deeply appreciative of the role books play in shaping an individual's character and life trajectory. His own in his own life, books are a testament to the power of lifelong learning, perseverance, and the wisdom that books can offer. They are not just a passive reader, but someone who actively seeks knowledge and wisdom from books and constantly turning to them for solace, answers, and guidance. Abdul Kalam's character is portrayed as deeply reflective, which helps the reader relate to the central theme of lifelong learning and self improvement. Alright, we are not going into critical analysis of the chapter because there's nothing to criticize here or critic or look into all the negative and the positive aspect of it. Okay, Dr. Alexis Carrel. Dr. Alexis Carrel is introduced as a doctor turned philosopher and Nobel laureate. His work in the field of medicine and philosophy emphasize the connection between the mind and the body in the healing process. This is a key word. His book, Man the Unknown, is highly regarded for its insights into the interwoven nature of psychological and physiological systems in the human body. Carroll's work goes beyond medicine, exploring the complex, integrated nature of human beings. Next, let us look at Thiruvalluvar. The author of Thirukkural is presented as a timeless philosopher whose wisdom has greatly influenced Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's life. One of his teaching, illustrated in a couplet, emphasizes that determination. Thiruvalluvar, role and personality. Thiruvalluvar, the author of Thirukkural, is presented as a timeless philosopher whose wisdom has greatly influenced Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's life. One of his teaching, illustrated in a couplet, emphasizes that determination to achieve a goal will lead to success, just as a lily flower blooms despite adverse conditions. Thiruvalluvar's character is emblematic of ancient wisdom and moral strength, providing guidance for generations. Dr. Mani Bhaumik. Dr. Mani Bhaumik, a physicist from West Bengal, is portrayed as a determined and innovative scientist. His contributions to the development of CO laser technology and LASIK eye surgery demonstrates his groundbreaking work in science. Bhaumik's life is one of perseverance and intellectual curiosity as he overcame significant obstacles in his pursuit of knowledge and scientific discovery. His integration of science and spirituality in his book Code Name God reflects a holistic approach to life and knowledge. We are not looking at the critic part of it, so we are avoiding it. Stephen, role and personality. Stephen is a young boy diagnosed with a severe neurological condition. The doctors predicted that he would never walk or talk, but his family's unwavering support and determination defied the prognosis. His character is symbolic of resilience and the power of family. Initially, Stephen's communication and motor skills were severely impaired, but through daily engagement with his family and consistent effort, Stephen defied the odds. His surprising recovery and development, including his remarkable memory, eventually led to him overcoming his disability and excelling in school. Trudy and Jennifer. Trudy and Jennifer are Stephen's sisters, and their role is pivotal in his development. Trudy, in particular, challenges the doctor's prognosis and takes the lead in working with Stephen. Jennifer also plays an essential role in nurturing Stephen's memory and motor skills. Both sisters exemplify the importance of family determination and selfless commitment. Their characters are characterized by a strong sense of responsibility and love as they dedicate themselves to helping their brother. V. Kathiresan. V. Kathiresan is introduced as APJ Abdul Kalam's driver during their time in Hyderabad. Despite limited formal education, Kethiresan's dedication to learning and his commitment to giving his children correct answers to their questions lead him to pursue higher education later in life. His character is one of self motivation, perseverance, and dedication to learning. His journey from a driver to an assistant professor is an inspiring testament to the power of self education and determination. Let's look at the important quotes from the chapter. Old books become lifelong companions. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to the readers. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam reflects on the lasting impact of books in his life, particularly Light from Many Lamps, which has been his companion for over 5 decades. It highlights how books can offer continuous guidance and support. I have read and reread it several times, and it has been rebound many times. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam speaks with the readers. The narrator, that is APJ Abdul Kalam, is talking about Light from Many Lamps, emphasizing how important the book has been in his life. The repetition and effort to restore the book shows how deeply it is cherished. Whenever there is a problem, I turn the pages of the book and it soothes me and even points me to a path where a solution may lie. Once again, APJ Abdul Kalam to the readers. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam shares how the light from many lamps, the book The Light from Many Lamps, has helped him in times of trouble, finding solace and guidance in the words of the book. Truly, good books are eternal. APJ Abdul Kalam to the readers. The narrator, that is APJ Abdul Kalam, reflects on the timeless quality of valuable books, asserting that they have a lasting relevance and will continue to inspire future generations. You cannot treat one and ignore the other. Dr. Alexis Carrel, in his book, giving advice, general advice, to those pursuing medicine, Dr. Carrel emphasizes the importance of considering both the body and the mind in treatment, medical treatment, arguing that healing requires addressing both physical and psychological aspects of a person. The human body is not a mechanical system, it is a very intelligent organism made of psychological and physiological systems with the most intricate and sensitive feedback system. Dr. Alexis Carrel, he is explaining the complex and interconnected nature of the human body, suggesting that medicine must account for both physiological and psychological elements to achieve holistic healing. Next quote. Whatever may be the depth of the river or lake or pond, whatever may be the condition of the water, the lily flower always blossoms. Thiruvalluvar, the quote from Thirukural, is used by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to emphasize the importance of determination. Just as a lily flower blooms despite its surroundings, a person who has a strong will succeed despite challenges. If there is a determination to achieve a goal, even if it is impossible to achieve, the person will succeed. It is taken from Thiruvalluvar. The narrator, that is APJ Abdul Kalam, interprets another line from Thirukural, reinforcing the theme of perseverance and the power of determination to overcome obstacles. After Baumik's thorough work on the CO laser, there isn't much left to do. This had come in one of the previous papers, said by a Soviet scientist. The Soviet scientist acknowledges Dr. Mani Baumik's groundbreaking work on the CO laser, implying that his contributions have largely solved the problems in the field, further highlighting his expertise. This is just the beginning of what Stephen is capable of, said by Louise Bogart. Stephen's mother Stephen's mother, after observing Stephen's unexpected breakthrough in answering a question. Louise, the teacher, is encouraging Stephen's mother, suggesting that Stephen's capabilities are far greater than initially expected and that his potential has only just begun to unfold. Next, I don't believe what the doctor said about Stephen, said by Trudy to her mother. Trudy challenges the doctor's grim prognosis about her prognosis is kind of a diagnosis about her brother Stephen's condition, refusing to accept that he would never walk or talk, and thus setting the stage for his eventual recovery. Next, just give me time, Stephen said to Jennifer. Stephen expresses his desire for time to improve his motor skills and make progress, showing his determination and belief in his own capabilities. Next, we worked with him a lot on numbers 1 through 10, but we didn't know he had learned any beyond 10. Teacher to Louis Bogart. The teacher reveals her surprise when Stephen answers a question involving numbers beyond the range they had worked with, indicating Stephen's intelligence and his capacity to learn in ways that had not been anticipated. Next, I have always been a reader. I read because I want to answer my children's questions. V. Kathiresan to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Kathiresan explains why he developed a strong reading habit. He wanted to be equipped to answer his children's questions accurately, showing the connection between his dedication to learning and his role as a father. Next, I'll start a home library with 20 books, and out of which 10 books will be children's books. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to the audience. During a speech, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam encourages families to create home libraries to cultivate reading habits in children, setting an example of how such libraries can enhance learning in a family. Next, my grandchildren will build a great home library of 2000 books. This was said by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to the audience. He envisions a future where the legacy of reading is passed on through generations, with families building large libraries to foster a culture of lifelong learning. Next, a home library is the greatest wealth. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to the audience. He reflects on the profound importance of a home library, positioning it as a treasure that enriches every member of the family and fosters a culture of continuous learning. Next, I consider our library a lifelong treasure and precious property of our family. Again, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to the audience. The narrator emphasizes the value of family library, considering it a lasting, irreplaceable asset that contributes to the intellectual and moral development of each family member. Next, reading for 1 hour each day can transform our children into great teachers, leaders, intellectuals, engineers, scientists, and more importantly, into thinking adults. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to the audience. The narrator speaks about the transformative power of reading, encouraging families to dedicate at least 1 hour each day to reading, which will shape the future of their children. Next, it certainly doesn't matter who you are if you have a vision and determination to achieve that vision throughout the constant acquisition of knowledge. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam speaks to the reader. Here, Dr. Kalam reflects on the importance of vision and determination in achieving success. It highlights how perseverance and continuous learning are key to overcome any obstacles, regardless of one's background. This is one of the most wonderful chapters I have read till date. It really inspired me. I hope it inspires you too, because these are the two keywords, perseverance and continuous learning, which we have to imbibe in all our 5 years of education in law. Thank you very much for listening. Take care. Bye bye. And best of luck for your law exams of law and literature.